Hello, everyone. So, next year, I am getting a lab puppy, a Labrador Retriever. Um, yeah, for the long time, I always wanted a lab. Labs are one of my favorite dogs. They're fun. I heard that they're really fun to train. They're happy, energetic. Um, Labs are and they're kind of beautiful dogs. Yeah. Um, Labs are one of the best of the best. You know, what's funny is that when I was a kid, I always wanted a Labrador or a Golden Retriever at the time. Then we had, well, a Labradoodle, which that didn't really count, but whatever. And as I got older, I was into, well, cats. Not just like wild cats, but like your typical pussy cats, you know. And then we got Angel and stuff like that. And then as I got older, actually during the end of middle school through high school, I was into dogs, mostly the power breeds such as Rottweilers, Dobermans, and German Shepherds at the time. At the time, it was mostly German Shepherds because of how intelligent and look very wolf-like they look, and etc. I also was into some of the wire coat breeds at the time, such as giant schnauzers and black Russian terriers and Bouvier de Flanders. But then we got Ginger. I didn't want to deal with a wire coat, and then long and behold, and then we have Dobermans and stuff like that. But anyways, once when I visit my mom's friends, my mom's friend's lab, I babysit the lab and I train that dog a lot to swim and stuff like that. I mean, he was a crazy dog, but it wasn't his fault. It's the owner. But anyways, yeah. And then they moved, and then they got Buck, and I realized that I was really into labs, because of that dog that I babysat. And yeah, and it's confirmed that I am getting a Labrador Retriever. Labs are just amazing dogs. They're very useful dogs to work. Very popular in the field work. I believe still the Labrador is the most popular pet in the United States. The number one pet, I believe, for almost, well, not almost, but like 30 something years now. The Labrador has become one of the most popular dogs ever. And yeah. Labs come, obviously, some people should know this by now, but labs only come in 3 colors: black, yellow, and chocolate. Chocolate is the most common, of course, and it's the original breed standard. Yellow is the second most popular, and then chocolate is the rarest. For those people don't know, the Red Fox Lab, or Fox Lab, whatever people call it, is a yellow Labrador Retriever. It is a yellow dog. And it was the original yellow Labrador Retriever. Yes, black came first, and I even heard that chocolate was also the second, and then when it was registered, finally, yellow came. But yellow is one of the most popular coats, and the Red Fox is a yellow lab, and when it was registered, it was the yellow Labrador Retriever that came, the Red Fox that came. Yeah, it's a long story with the lab's history. Yeah. The Labrador came from Newfoundland, Canada. Lab on the other side of Newfoundland and it came from the Labrador Sea. Labs, I know that once when it was registered, there was a breed split, unfortunately. People that breed only labs to look for show and labs that look for work. For me, I'm getting a working lab, a working line American lab. And there's also 3 types of bloodlines with the lab. You got the American working lab, British field lines, or British working field lines, and then you got the English slash show bench labs. The labs today in the show ring, not all, but most of them look kind of weird, like look very Rottweiler-like, and that's not what the breed standard should look like. So that's why, like, I kind of step away from the show labs and look for more of the working labs. But yeah, and of course that I am going to do field work, which is an AKC sport for the dogs to. It's like an extinct hunt test for the lab, for the retrievers. Yeah. Dock diving, of course, which some of you guys probably seen Buck doing dock diving. And fast cat, which some of you guys also seen Buck doing fast cat as well. So I'm going to do fast cat, field work, and dock diving with my lab. And I'm actually really excited. And tomorrow I'm visiting a breeder, and hopefully this breeder has good quality labs, everything. I did a lot of research with them, and yeah, I'm super excited to get a lab puppy next year. Of course, I'm not going to get the puppy today or whatever because it's too cold, and secondly, the best time to train a puppy to swim is either the spring or the summer. Waters are way too cold where I live, so yeah. So I'm super hyped, to get a lab, and yeah. And also another thing too is that I actually want to get a power breed and a gun breed together. I hopefully hope that Buck gets along with the lab. So yeah. Instead of having 2 power breeds together, because there are a lot of instances that some power breeds don't like other dogs or whatever, or like if you have 2 power breeds together, they will fight over whatever. I'm just gonna get a power breed and a gun breed. That's all. But yeah, I hopefully hope things will go well, and I hope to see the lab, and yeah, and I can't wait for next year. Next year, I hope will be a good year. 2026. Can't wait.